The elevator didn't ding when it arrived. That was the first thing I noticed. The second was the way my son, Caleb, gripped the sleeve of my jacket, his small hand trembling tighter than any 10-year-old should. But it wasn't fear in his grip. It was something older, something sharper, a silent warning card from experience. His pale face was tense, his eyes darting nervously across the marble floor of the lobby, as if he expected something to suddenly lunge out from behind the glass-paneled walls. "Dad, wait," he whispered, his voice urgent yet barely audible. "You can't use the front door." I blinked, confusion tightening my chest. The concierge gave me a polite nod without meeting my eyes, fingers hovering over the desk phone, like he was waiting for an unspoken cue. Something shifted behind the counter, subtle but deliberate. A trap. Caleb's voice dropped even lower. "This whole thing is set up for you." Those words felt like pins dropping into a deep well. No echo, no time to question, just raw instinct. I nodded once, and we moved quickly, slipping past the concierge's fake smile and a table laden with gift bags wrapped in silk ribbons, each tag inscribed in delicate cursive with my daughter's name. The hallway leading to the service corridor smelled sharp, bleach mixed with something metallic and sour, a scent that crawled beneath the sterile chlorine. The service elevator groaned open when we stepped inside. The lights flickered once, then twice, before settling into a dull yellow glow that made our skin look hollow and lifeless. Just as the doors began to close, I heard it. Laughter. Samantha's laughter. My ex-wife's laughter. High-pitched, artificial, and eerily out of place, like a sitcom laugh track playing at the wrong moment. It echoed down the corridor, a haunting omen I didn't want to acknowledge. The seed of doubt had been planted months ago, not with a fight, but with a scent. Not hers, something richer and heavier that clung to Elisa's sweater the day I picked her up from school. That scent lingered in the car, familiar yet wrong. Then came the missed calls, the voicemails left unanswered. Caleb had grown watchful, withdrawn. His eyes flicked to Elise every time she spoke, as if he were weighing her words against some invisible truth he was too scared to voice. I noticed everything. The graduation party, arranged at the last minute, a rented luxury penthouse for one night, a guest list full of strangers. Samantha's new husband, Victor, smiling too wide, polished too perfectly, handing out glasses of champagne like it was his coronation. My name wasn't on the invitation, not even as an afterthought. Still, I smiled, bought Elise the dress she loved, paid for the jazz trio. Because when you're caught in a web, you don't thrash, you wait for the spider. I started digging. Old photographs hidden in drawers, behind cookbooks, tucked away in jewelry boxes she never thought I'd open. One showed Samantha and Victor at a beachside cafe, dated 2 years before she told me they met. She wore the necklace I had given her the summer before our marriage fell apart. Then there was Caleb's drawing, crude, childlike, but unmistakably clear. 3 adults in a house. One had no face, just a blank circle. And the calls. I pulled the records, mostly burner numbers, but one kept appearing again and again, stretching back a full year before she asked for reconciliation. I traced it, a private investigator she had hired to follow me, to document me while she returned to our bed, ate the meals I cooked, pretended to fix what was broken. She didn't come back to mend anything. She came back to win. I pushed further, ordering a DNA test using Caleb's toothbrush and my own blood. The results came back cold and clinical. Caleb was mine. Lee was not. That envelope sat in the inside pocket of my blazer as the service elevator groaned open. Caleb stayed by the catering trays, hands shoved deep into his blazer pockets, head bowed like he wanted to disappear. I walked into the golden warmth of the room. The music too loud, the lighting too soft. No one noticed me. They planned it that way. There she was, Samantha, draped in a deep emerald gown, Elise perched on one hip, toasting Victor with a glass of champagne that glittered like a blade in the light. She smiled as if starring in a carefully rehearsed play, every movement scripted. Then our eyes met. She froze. I crossed the room silently, the air parting from me like I was moving underwater. I handed her the envelope. She hesitated, hands trembling as she opened it. Her eyes scanned the report, then read it again. Victor leaned in, whispering something. She stepped back, as if he were radioactive. The smile vanished, replaced by stunned silence. Still, I said nothing. I reached into my pocket again and pulled out a second envelope, thicker and heavier. Inside were photos, printed text messages, a detailed timeline, a statement from Victor's ex-wife, whose real name was Natalia, and a list of sealed charges filed in another state. I sent copies, I said quietly, to your job, Elisa's school board, and your father. One hand flew to her stomach as if she'd been punched. You don't get to erase me, I said firmly. Not this time. I walked away, leaving the party behind. I didn't stay for cake. I didn't hug Elise goodbye. Let her have her celebration, her dance and illusion a little longer, before it shattered. Caleb was waiting for me in the garage, perched on the hood of my car like some solemn little ghost in polished shoes. He didn't speak. He didn't need to. We drove in silence. The city passed by like a blur of lights and shadows just after midnight. Pulling up in front of his building, he got out, paused at the door. She didn't know I warned you, he said, biting his lip nervously. I nodded. Does that mean I'm still yours? I looked at him, really looked, and let the words settle like a promise. You were the only thing that ever was. He nodded once, then turned and walked inside.